Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly while others struggle, despite working just as hard or even harder? Could it be that something as simple as the day you were born has the power to shape your life, mindset, and success? Perhaps the universe has already laid out a path for you, encoded in the stars on the day of your birth. To answer this question, let me take you on a journey through a forgotten Buddhist tale, one that explains how our birth date influences not just our destiny, but also the way we think, feel, and attract prosperity. This story will reveal ancient wisdom that may completely change how you see your life. The Buddha and the Curious Prince. Once upon a time, in the ancient kingdom of Magadha, there was a young prince named Ananda. Although born into royalty and blessed with great wealth, Ananda felt empty inside. Despite his vast riches and the finest education, he had an unshakable feeling that something important was missing in his life. While his peers were busy enjoying the luxuries of palace life, Ananda spent his time questioning the nature of happiness, success, and the deeper meaning of wealth. One day, after hearing stories of the Buddha's teachings, Ananda decided to leave the palace and seek out the wise teacher. He hoped the Buddha could answer the burning questions that consumed his mind. He had heard that the Buddha spoke not only of peace and enlightenment, but also of how one's inner world shapes their outer reality. When Ananda finally met the Buddha, he bowed deeply and spoke, "Great teacher, I have everything a man could want: wealth, status, power, but my heart feels empty. I see men with far less than I, yet they seem richer in spirit. Why am I not happy despite my wealth? And why do some who work so hard remain poor while others, with seemingly little effort, become prosperous? Could it be that wealth is not just about work, but something deeper? Does the day of our birth play a role in our fortune?" The Buddha smiled gently, seeing the prince's sincerity. "Your questions touch upon truths that few seek to understand," the Buddha said. "Indeed, the day of your birth, the alignment of stars, and the energies present in the universe at that moment influence the way your mind is wired, the way you view the world, and even how you attract or repel wealth. Let me share a story, a tale that has traveled through lifetimes, carrying with it the answers you seek." The tale of the four brothers. Long ago, in a village nestled between towering mountains, there lived four brothers who were born on 4 different days, under 4 different phases of the moon. Their father, an old sage, had taught them that their birth dates carried unique energies that would shape their futures. However, the brothers did not fully understand what their father meant, and as they grew older, they each took different paths in life. The eldest brother, Arjun, was born during a full moon. From a young age, he had a natural optimism, and people were drawn to his charisma. He believed that wealth was a matter of perspective, and that abundance came not just from gold, but from relationships, trust, and joy. Arjun never hesitated to share what he had, always helping others with open hands. Strangely enough, despite his generosity, he always seemed to have more. It was as if the universe rewarded him for his mindset. The second brother, Dev, was born under a waning moon. Dev had a skeptical nature and believed that wealth was scarce and must be guarded carefully. He worked tirelessly, saving every coin, but was reluctant to spend or invest, fearing loss. Though he accumulated money, his cautious mindset made him live in constant fear of poverty, and no matter how much he gained, he never felt secure or abundant. The third brother, Raj, was born on a new moon, a time of new beginnings. He was full of ambition and had a strong belief that success was something one could create through sheer determination. Raj was innovative and fearless, always starting new ventures and boldly investing in ideas others might consider too risky. He knew that failure was part of the process, and though he lost money many times, he also found great wealth. His willingness to embrace uncertainty allowed him to rise above others, eventually creating a fortune. Finally, there was the youngest brother, Kavi, born during a waxing moon. Kavi was deeply introspective and believed that wealth was a reflection of one's inner peace and harmony. He did not chase after material riches, but instead, he spent his time cultivating wisdom, compassion, and understanding. While Kavi did not have vast material wealth like his brothers, he was the most content and spiritually rich, and because he lived with such deep peace, he attracted enough abundance to live a comfortable life without struggle. The villagers often spoke about the four brothers, each marveling at how different their lives had turned out. While one was a master of abundance, another lived in fear of loss. While one embraced the adventure of wealth creation, another found joy in the simplicity of life. The brothers had the same upbringing, yet their differing mindsets, shaped by the energies of their birth dates, led them on vastly different paths. The Buddha's lesson to Ananda. When the Buddha finished the story, Ananda sat in quiet reflection for a moment before asking, "So, is it truly our birth date that determines whether we are wealthy or not?" The Buddha chuckled softly. "Your birth date gives you a certain energy, a predisposition. Just as the moon pulls the tides, the time of your birth influences the tides of your mind and spirit. But while the day of your birth provides a foundation, it is your choices, your awareness, and your actions that build upon that foundation." Ananda's brows furrowed, still curious. "So even if someone is born under less favorable conditions, can they change their fate?" "Yes," the Buddha replied. "The energies of your birth date influence the way you think, the way you feel about wealth and success. However, by becoming aware of these tendencies, you can rise above them. If you were born during a time of scarcity, you might naturally feel that life is a constant struggle. But with awareness, you can shift your perspective and embrace abundance. If you were born under a phase of ambition, you might risk becoming consumed by greed. But with mindfulness, you can learn balance." The Buddha continued, "It is not the stars that control your fate, but how you choose to interact with the energies you were born into. Understanding your birth date allows you to work with the currents rather than against them, just as a skilled sailor uses the wind to guide his ship. The brothers in the story each lived according to their nature, but they also had the power to transcend it." The path to true wealth. Ananda sat quietly, his heart feeling lighter as the Buddha's words sank in. "So what must I do to find true wealth, great teacher?" he asked. "True wealth begins with understanding yourself," the Buddha replied. "Look within to see what energies shape your thoughts and emotions. Are you living in fear of loss like Dev? Are you constantly chasing the next big thing like Raj? Or do you give freely like Arjun? Or find peace within like Kavi? When you understand your own nature, you can start to work in harmony with it, rather than against it. Remember," the Buddha continued, "wealth is not just material. It is the abundance of love, joy, wisdom, and peace. Some may be born with a natural gift for attracting money, while others are born with the gift of inner contentment. Both are forms of wealth, and the true master knows how to balance the two." Ananda bowed deeply to the Buddha, feeling a profound sense of clarity. He realized that while his birth date had indeed set the stage for his life, the script was still in his hands. With mindfulness and understanding, he could shape his destiny and create not just material wealth, but a life rich in meaning and fulfillment. As you reflect on this ancient tale, ask yourself, what energies were you born into? How has your mindset been shaped by the moment you entered this world? More importantly, how can you work with these energies to create the life of abundance, peace, and purpose you desire? Your birth date may have set the course, but you hold the compass. Whether you seek material wealth, inner peace, or both, understanding your unique energies is the first step toward mastering your destiny. Remember, true wealth begins within. By aligning your mindset with the rhythm of the universe, you can unlock the abundant life that has always been yours. So, what will you choose to do with the gift of your birth?